In today's breaking story, an iconic Air Force chief just dropped a brutal bombshell on Donald Trump, and believe me, this should have everyone concerned. Now at this point, Donald Trump is not only a clown, he's an absolute monster. Trump and his fans are both operating on nothing more than fear and propaganda. And now it turns out Trump's fans may not even be real.
A previously unreported network of hundreds of accounts on X is using artificial intelligence to automatically reply to conservatives with positive messages about people in the Trump administration. Quote, "It's unclear who is behind the network or which of the multiple AI chatbots that are widely accessible to the public was used to power it. The bots have posted support for conservative figures since 2024, including supporting Trump and other Republicans on the ballot in the lead up to the 2024 election, and then afterward posting that they were excited for Trump to take office. Now, the bots in the network, quote, offer consistent praise for key Trump figures, particularly support for Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt." So this is one of the ways that things online are just trash now in terms of your ability to get true and bankable information online.
Still, the Trump administration continues invoking fear, blocking officials, and stoking the flames of division.
Representative for Colorado, Jason Crow, says he was denied entry into the Aurora detention facility by ICE. Congressman Crow says denying his entry is a violation of federal law, which grants members of Congress the right to provide oversight of federal facilities. His office says he regularly visits the facility and posts public reports about the conditions there. We spoke to Congressman Crow back in 2019 after a different visit. This is what Crow had to say today after being denied access.
One of my biggest obligations as a member of Congress is to conduct oversight, to show up and to make sure that taxpayer dollars are being used in accordance with my constituents' values, but also in accordance with law, and that's certainly not what is happening here today.
Tom Homan has said physical description cannot be the sole factor for reasonable suspicion, but things like location, occupation, physical appearance add up, particularly if a person runs away or if there's a tattoo or something. You don't seem to believe that.
Location, sitting at a bus stop, walking down the street, selling fruit. No, I do dispute that, absolutely. And, you know, again, the National Guard should have never been deployed in the first place. We did not ask for them. This is the federal seizure of power from a governor, deploying the National Guard when the National Guard were not even needed.
But now things just got so much worse for Donald Trump. That's right, in today's breaking story, an iconic Air Force chief just dropped a bombshell on Donald Trump. Take a look at this. Now, a stunning and unprecedented bombshell from one of America's most respected military leaders. Frank Kendall, the iconic former Secretary of the Air Force under President Biden, is going public with a brutal takedown of Donald Trump. In a blistering op-ed for the New York Times, Kendall reveals that since leaving office in January, he's been blacklisted by law firms, nonprofits, and corporations, not because of incompetence, but because he dared to criticize Donald Trump. Kendall writes, "Several organizations told me they couldn't openly employ me, hold my security clearances, or even associate with me because I visibly criticized the administration. One nonprofit revoked an offer for him to serve as a distinguished fellow. A corporate CEO flat out told him he was toxic. Why? Because he spoke out about the Trump administration's abuse of power. And the most chilling part? Kendall says this isn't just about him. He's been flooded with messages from other national security professionals who agree with his concerns, but they're terrified to speak up. They fear losing their jobs, their clearances, or worse, becoming targets of Trump's wrath." Kendall warns that under Trump, the democratic norms he once took for granted have evaporated. Under George W. Bush, he said, "We didn't worry about being arbitrarily arrested, investigated, or smeared. Now, he says that fear is the new normal. This is more than a political squabble. This is a decorated public servant sounding the alarm. The military is supposed to remain above politics, but today, one of its top former leaders is saying Trump has poisoned even that institution. And Trump, silent. No response yet from his camp. But the message is clear. Speak against Trump and suffer the consequences. Frank Kendall refused to stay quiet, and now he's paying the price. Stay tuned for more updates as this story develops rapidly. At the end of the day, Donald Trump is a disrespectful megalomaniac, willing to throw anyone, even people that have served our country, under the bus if they've so much as insulted him. It's pathetic, it's childish, it's Donald Trump.